Hey, what's up guys? Sir Emanon here, back with another episode of Road to 1000 DuelingBook rating. Once again, we are going to be playing the Lunalight Time Thief build, but this time we are actually up against Mystic Mind Burn. And it seems like a really strange matchup to feature because what can there possibly be to learn? It's just Mystic Mind versus, a combo deck. But there's actually some interesting takeaways and discussion points that I want to go over in this replay, as well as some interesting shenanigans and a bit of a plot twist towards the end, as I like to call it. But yeah, before we jump into the commentary here, I just want to make a bit of an announcement, and that is that I am hosting the first of hopefully many different tournaments on my very own Discord server. And if you guys aren't aware, I actually do have my own Discord server, which you can find in the description of every single video. I'll also have a pinned comment on this video, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. There will be rules, regulations, guidelines, signups, all that good stuff on the tournaments tab in the server. So be sure to check it out. Signups will close on Sunday, February the 16th at 11:59 p.m. EST. This one is going to be a cash prize pool as well as a small cash entry, but not to worry if you guys are not keen on paying for tournaments. There will be more free-to-play tournaments in the future, but I just kind of want to start this off because if you haven't seen, I have posted some polls in my community tab asking you guys for certain different inputs and recommendations on various logistics of the tournaments. So that is sort of how I came to those conclusions. But yeah, be sure to check those out. They're just going to be standard online DuelingBook tournaments where you can play whatever decks in the current TCG format. Generally would be geared towards more meta and competitive decks, but of course, as always, like with any tournament really, you can play Rogue if you want to. But yeah, that's just going to be my little plug out of the way. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the gameplay right here. So he wins a die roll, and that is pretty good news for him because obviously Mystic Mind wants to set up. And it's one of the more, I would say, quote-unquote modern takes where you just play Goddess Skull's Oracle, a bunch of Demise of the Lands. He opened the one of Metaverse, and yeah, he's actually playing the Wave Motion Cannon instead of the newer card. I believe it's Cauldron of the Old Man, which I do believe is a little bit faster than this card, and it applies more pressure because you can actually burn every single turn. But regardless, it's still just Mystic Mind at its core. So yeah, he's going to start off with the Goddess Skull's Oracle. He's going to stack my deck, and not really much I can say or do about it. Since he's already seen my deck, I figure maybe there's a way, because typically the way I try and approach Mystic Mind game one is just normal summon and attack. And normally that works pretty fine because he has to have Demise of the Land, right? Typically that's how they're going to resolve Mystic Mind, or if they hard draw it with a Field Barrier or a Deity Guide or something. But again, he drew the one of Metaverse, so that right there is pretty much just game because he can just flip the Metaverse, activate Mystic Mind, and I am not maining any spell and trap removal in the form of spell or trap cards. So I honestly just instantly scoop. I know I have 0 arts in my deck, so there's no point in playing this one out. And I already saw the Wave Motion Cannon, so really there was just no need to waste time there. So we side, and I do decide to go first, but I am putting in Red Reboot for the simple fact that I know that the deck still is capable of, having a lot of trap-related interactions, things like Judgments, things like, Dark Bribe even, to stop things like my Twin Twister. So Red Reboot is still, I think, a pretty good inclusion to have, even if I'm going first. So yeah, I know I'm probably not going to have to play against hand traps, but we're just going to go ahead and go through our plays here. So yeah, this is a pretty solid opening hand. It's not the best, but it's all right. It's serviceable enough. We just go for this 4 Strix line, and then we set a Reboot, I believe, and then go for a Mothman. So yeah, we are going to hit a Mothman, of course. So we're going to just get this Jefferson Grave. Call by the Grave is still in here just because I sided out the Gamma package because that's they're both pretty much dead, so it doesn't really matter, but I didn't have enough slots to take out, quite frankly, so a bit of unfortunate there, but not the end of the world as long as we try and get our board set up. The board that I'm trying to go for here is IP into some sort of backward removal alongside a Tornado Dragon, so I can just pop his cards. And Redoer will also be good follow-up because if I can hit a trap, then I can chain to Mystic Mind, spin it, do whatever I want there. But yeah, you're going to see a bit of a problem card in his opening hand, and that is the Lava Golem. So yeah, he's going to Lava Golem my entire board as far as the important cards is concerned, and then he's going to evenly me as well. And I choose not to use Reboot here because there's not really much of a point to. You're just going to get like a Solemn Judgment, and that sort of nullifies what I wanted to do anyway. So I decide it's alright, I'll just keep the Reboot because I have Tenki anyway, and I need to get rid of my monsters, obviously, because of Mystic Mine. But he's going to Oracle stack my deck, which is unfortunate because he drew Terraforming and he drew Field Barrier as well. So it didn't even matter that I have no monsters. He has pretty much his win condition online. So right now I use this Tenki to go for a Tiger, even though like it might seem kind of pointless. But I just want a way to shuffle my deck, because every time he uses Skull's Oracle, he's ensuring that I'm not going to draw my Twin Twisters that I set it in. So any opportunity that I can get to shuffle my deck, I will do. And that's actually going to be something I do next turn as well. So he opens top decks Duality. He picks up Dark Bribe, which is obviously for like Twin Twister. And he's going to stack my deck again. And then I'm going to use the Tiger to bring back Yellow Martin. I'm going to let it die in the end phase because the effect doesn't activate, right? It's just part of Tiger's lingering condition. But now that Martin's hit the graveyard, we both have no monsters again, so I can still use the Martin and Grave, so I can search Serenade Dance, gets a card out of my deck, and shuffles my deck for Skull's Oracle. Like the small chance that Twin Twisters goes to the top, like I'll take any small chance I can get. Yeah, once again, I got a Tenki. Now I have to be a little bit careful because I only have one vacant spell or trap zone, so I do have to be mindful of that. Pretty much nothing happens for quite a while. It's going to be a lot of passing and ways to shuffle my deck. And that's kind of the theme, is that I'm just going to try and, in any way possible, shuffle my deck. So yeah, we're just going to keep fast forwarding. Now, Evenly is interesting here, but it doesn't actually solve the board because, for one, he has Dark Bribe that I know he picked up. And for another, it just wouldn't do enough because like I have cards in my field anyway. So again, like Goods is just there, Perfumes are there in Grave. And there is a point where I run out of targets, but I'm just, again, trying to thin out my deck as much as I can. And this is still where I'm playing the Warrior package. But yeah, you can see he's actually run out of Spell and Trap Zones, so he can't really actually play a burn card right now. But I am lower on cards, so the onus is on me to actually try and figure out something real quick. Okay. Yeah, so more passing, more shuffling, more passing, more nothing, more passing. Very, very riveting gameplay, right? Very, very amazing commentary. Okay, so what I go for here is a very silly mistake. So my thought process was like, okay, eventually there will come to a point where he's going to give me a Twin Twister because there'll only be Twin Twisters on top of my deck. And I thought that because he gave me a Twin Twister, that meant that the next two cards were also simultaneously Twin Twisters, right? Because my logic was like, the only reason he'll give me a Twin Twister is that he has no choice but to give me that card. But if it's like Twin Twister, and another card, he'll give me the other card every time. That's what I thought. So I thought, okay, I have 5 cards in deck. Like, it's actually not too unlikely that 3 Twin Twisters would be in a row at the top. Like, it's not a super high chance, but it could happen. And that's what I was waiting for this whole time. So I go ahead and use Twin Twister to try and force out the Dark Bribe, because I knew that Mothman would trigger if he like Dark Bribed it, and I would get like another basically 2 draws, because Bribe would draw me another card and Mothman would draw me another card, so I would basically just have all 3 Twin Twister right there. That's what I was thinking. But what happened was that didn't work at all. And yeah, I got kind of debated there. So I used Nessie to try and just dig for another card. Obviously he hits the Nessie because he's too good. And then I actually have a target locked in my deck, surprisingly. So yeah, go ahead and fire off the Jackalope. And we do draw the one card that is not Twin Twister, so pretty unfortunate for us. And now he kind of has cards online. Now that I'm seeing his hand, I'm surprised he didn't just throw down Prohibition and call it a day. But instead he puts down Curse Seal, the Forbidden Spell. So yeah, I go ahead and draw for turn here. So it's the last turn. I decide, let's just play it out. So I'm going to Twin Twister, he chains Curse Seal, I chain Reboot. And oh yeah, right. So he has 2 Dark Bribes set, but the ruling is that he actually can't use Dark Bribe because the effect is first that I draw a card and also negate the spell and trap activation. So because I can't draw a card here because I have 0 cards in my deck, he actually cannot activate Dark Bribe, and that's a ruling that I had to look up. So yeah, he couldn't activate Dark Bribe here, which was really good for me. So yeah, I go ahead, pop his cards, pop the Field Barrier, pop the Mystic Mime. This reboot should be in the grave. I'll put that in there eventually. But yeah, so basically, we go ahead and we just make Borosword. And that is the plot twist. We made Borosword and we actually win the game. So a game that seemed otherwise completely unwinnable was won due to a lot of patience and a technicality. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and go into game 3 here. He opens Extravagance, but he has pretty much no way into Mystic Mine apart from Demise of the Land, which he picks up. And obviously, I am not going to play into that. I'm just going to normal summon and just attack. And pretty much that's my win condition. Like if he doesn't have a way to actually stick mine onto the field, which is pretty unlikely unless he like hard draws with like, either he has to hard draw it or he has to draw Metaverse or Terraforming. So like at this point, I'm just basically trying to apply as much pressure as I can. He uses Oracle, but I'm just gonna keep normal summoning monsters, and there we go. So yeah, that's actually going to be how we win against Mystic Mine Burn. Unwinnable game 1 because he drew the combo or combo so to speak, but he drew the mine. I had no way to play around it really. I had no way out of it, and I basically lose that. Game 2, I probably should have lost, but he was really greedy. And with the cards that he set and the cards that he just chose to keep in hand as well, and him clogging the spell and trap zones proved to be beneficial for me. And in game 3, just kind of proves how the deck is actually still pretty fragile if you are relying on Mystic Mine, because obviously nobody's going to play into Demise of the Land if they see you rip it off Duality. So yeah, but that's actually going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comment section down below. Feel free to subscribe for more informative and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on Discord, Twitter, or Twitch, all through links in the description as always. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will catch you in the next video. See you guys!